Hello friends, I have here a tiny little beginning of a journal. It's 10 to 7 centimeters in size, so it's really a little one, and it's the covers only ready at this point. I have copied some papers for it, and I thought I would like to create a kind of, you know, those Victorian journals, or not journals maybe, I don't know what they are called, memory books or something, where you could add some lovely quote or poem and some kind of lovely flowery picture or dried flowers or something. I thought this would be a perfect light, happy, sweet, gentle kind of a memory book. And I am going to start with dyeing some laces to match this color, and I put this aside. I just put some prints I have on my desk. I have a lot of stuff on my desk. I picked some that I had here ready, as I do love to use all kinds of leftovers. So I put this aside, and now I am going to use at least this vintage roses, my powder set. I also use my old paper plate for it, because I don't see any harm in recycling those old things. I put this aside, and I want some gentle colored laces. I could have done this beforehand, but I thought I would show it to you and maybe, just maybe, quicken up the process. I think I'll use this one as a hint of depth in the mix. And because I am going to use only this mix only for lace, I am going to use only water, because I live in hope that nobody will eat my lace, and even if it would need some kind of medium when you, let's test the color for something first. So if I would be dyeing the laces for something, I'm about to use a lot of mixed media afterwards, like for example this cover. I did some soft material into the mixtures so that I could be certain that the color will hold, even if there is something wet on top of it. so it won't start leaking. I managed to get my silk ribbons in quite a angle. Sorry, I need to detangle it. Okay, as you can see, it's rather easy. The more tricky part might be to get the same tone twice, but that's not the point. The point is to get a different kind of mixtures and shades and so on. I have all kinds of bits and pieces, leftover pieces. I love to make these tiny little projects with using only all things seemingly unwanted, meaning that they are leftovers from some project where they didn't fit. I moist the fabric I'm working with because it absorbs the color much more truly. Okay, I think I need just something tiny, which means I need more dye mixture. But I always want to do this part first, because when you are creating something, as you know, you don't want to, if possible, you don't want to start cutting dyes or searching for that particular thing if you can avoid it. At least I always try to collect inspiring things on my desk. Well, there's always stuff in my desk, but in a way that I moist the powder first before I add spray, because otherwise it would just blow up. What I was saying. Yes, I want to collect inspiring things first and then just go with the flow. So I might always prepare a bit too much something like these laces, but they are just perfect afterwards for adding a hint of that something little extra for some kind of other project. So hence enough lace now. Okay, and I think I need just a hint of cheesecloth. Softly colored cheesecloth. Then I'll leave these dry and hasten the process up if needed. Actually, if I'm really clever person, which I usually am not when I'm crafting, I spread the laces now too moist. They are rather pretty, I think. Okay, and nearly done. I have some mixture here left and I don't want it to go waste, so I think this might be really pretty. Okay, I think that's all I can capture. It's much cooler shade because this was really bluish white compared to some other laces that were more yellowish from the start with, so it's completely different color from the rest, but it's okay. Now, what I have in mind is to clean my fingers first, like this. Okay, I have in mind some really simple collage making using those mica powders to get the tones right, some vintage papers and prints, so nothing complicated, just something pretty and easy and light. And I am not going to maybe start with the first page. I mean, I am starting with the first page, but here are several signatures, so I leave myself some space to change my mind if I see, because usually I never start with the first page, because when I start creating, it comes alive only bit by bit, and first you can't or at least I can't see what is going to happen because I never planned much ahead. So for example here I start with this page, but they are going to build up page by page later and become more like resembling white heavy gesso, more resembling what they will become later, clear gesso. I open these jars already because I am going to simply start with something. I start with this one. So I try to start that one again because I know you couldn't follow my line of thought. I want this one because it says December 20th, 1898. Then I could save this one because it says 1881. Okay. So, what I mean with the first page thing is that at this stage, when I started right now, I have no idea what it's going to be like when it's finished. I have an inkling that I have these colors I want to use, and something pretty on the pages, but how they will turn out to be. I need to put this way because here you can't see it properly, but this is from the Finnish World Atlas, the inner page where there are Finnish you know, this lion symbol in there, and I can't, it will definitely get a headache if I put it upside down. So I usually leave the first page later, and then I leave definitely some room for changing my mind. For example, here now I add simply clear gesso to protect the page, and I am not going to touch this one anymore at this stage, because now when I get to the first actual journal spread, I start to get better idea what's going to happen in there. I want to glue the pages together with this tiny little sheet, like this. Closes nicely. Okay. Then I add a hint of this onto the edge. And over here too. As you can see, I am not adding glue right onto the edges so that I can sneak something behind it if I want to. And that's why I'm not using soft matte gel for adding anything, because I want to leave a bit more room for flexibility at this point. Okay. This is going to be now the base of the first journal spread. Then I'm adding a hint of white gesso to kind of whitewash everything, so that, oops, okay, it's vintage paper. It broke, but anyway, I'm going to stitch them together. Okay, and now I'm trying to find my stencils. I picked 3 of my favorite that I thought would be small enough. Let's start with this one. They are small enough to fit in here. Using just gesso, nothing more dimensional, because I want simply some pattern in there and nothing some more. Now I need to protect. Actually, sorry, what I am doing here is a quick cleaning. So that I'm not going to ruin my favorite stencil. Okay. And I'll put these somewhere. I'll put them. They are there. You can't see, but I can't see them. I can see them. Okay, just a hint of impasto dark chocolate. Just a hint. No, I need black too. Pitch black. It's something I can't avoid. What I am trying to achieve is to just highlight the page edges and nothing more, but it immediately makes the pages look more old and in more natural way than if I use simply. Now I'm ruining my beautiful winged shape. I put it in there. If I used, I could use, and you can use, simply brown ink and dab it here and there. But this, I love this watercolor effect this gives. It's more uneven, more natural looking, softer and gentler look than with ink. Okay, so first set of page is ready now to get something in there. First I start with a bit of stamping image. I use permanent ink now just to avoid them leaking when I forget I have used ink in there. Okay. And now something pretty. I don't think I'm using that one yet. Also, I love it. It says Finnish Bank. These I'm going through with soft light brown ink because I'm a lazy crafter and I don't cut anything precisely but I just do it aroundish something, and then I clean up my mess with ink. Okay, I think this is not my original idea. I didn't want to use, I doubt very much there are cheesecloths in Victorian scrapbooks, but in mine there is, because it gives so much beautiful softness in there. Not happy with it. And too strong line in there. Too strong color. Ha! This one. Although it's a problem because when you use your heating tool for laces, be aware and certain and careful of not burning your house, please. Please don't do that, because synthetic fabrics can melt easily and you don't want that. So you didn't see, I just did heat something, but I tried to zoom just a bit closer so you can see what happens in here. Oh, it started to smell a bit. Okay. As you can see, the thing with those mica powders, one of the most gorgeous thing is that you can actually dye your laces with it and have beautiful projects in exactly the color you want them to be. And I forgot one thing. I forgot to take my die cut leftover pieces, because they are my secret weapon for these. Let me see where on earth I have put those, because okay, you know, I do have a lot of those leftover pieces. As I said, I'll zoom out a bit. This is just 1/100th of it. Do I have anything in here? Yes, because most of them are behind my tripod and my phone, so I can't use them, because otherwise I need to move the whole filming thing. So I want to liven things up with scraps. I think they are rather beautiful. Just look at that. It's a leftover part from a die cut. You know, the part when there is this lace and this is what you throw away if you are not a hoarder like me. But I usually love these more than anything, and I like to use them. Okay, so now we have a problem that it's too... Here is some thickness in here. Sorry for causing you a terrible migraine with my zooming in and out. But I need to put something behind here. Okay, so remember when I said that I never start with the first page, and as you can see it already looks absolutely not like any Victorian journals, but it looks nice. Yes, really sweet and cute, and it goes really well with this one. When I continue some pages, then I go back to the first page and make it look more in line with these pages. Now I'm adding some clear gesso over all the papery bits here, just in case I decide to add some medium or paint in here later. Not at this point, I'm not, because I want it to be light and I'm not going to make any shadowing with paints. I just do the edges of the pages. But if I'm going to use paint later, I am most absolutely certain I will not remember I didn't already gesso. Added gesso there, so hence. Now I can't swear on a video, but I just realized I have these clippings I have done myself, and I think this is going to be a poetry book. These are from my own poems, clippings that I have just picked up, and I think I am not going to add I put this ticket in here because I wanted to add a quote in there, so there is a place for it, but I will not do quoting. I think this is going to be perfect. Something for example, enchanted, she smiled and found quiet miracles, for example, would be perfect in here. 2 lines. So you get the idea what kind of texts I am going to put there. Okay, so now For this page, I want it to be similarish because they are going in hand. So I am not going to add these nor these nor these. Do I have? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Perfect. And now I can choose something in here. I'm trying to see if there is some kind of lace that would go well in there. This will do. It would be perfect, but it's rather wet. Oh, starts to crumble. Starting to melt. Okay, and just a hint of this in the background. Usually when I'm doing art journals and cut out tiny pieces of cheesecloth, I never throw them away. I use every single tiny scrap of them. Okay, now to continue the same look, I need to add something in there. Because I add it just so here, I have to add it in here too to make them look similarish. Okay, and this one. I think my ink has almost dried. Yes, sorry, you can't see anything. This one's too crowded. There is too much stuff in there. You are definitely allowed to change your mind. Now you start to see my point in not starting with the first page. Okay. I'll leave these aside. These are a bit wet and they are a bit gluey, so I leave them aside. This way, of course, this way. Thinking. And now I'm not going to use these printed ones, but I am yes, here. I am going to use a tiny little button and some silk ribbon. I hope you can see me. I mean what I am doing, because I forget easily that I have zoomed this so much that you probably can't see what I am doing here. I think I could use my hair straightener, which strictly speaking you are not supposed to use for crafting, guys, ladies, anyone, remember. But I'm not using it for my hair, so why not to use it somewhere else? So I dry flowers with it, I press flowers with it, and then I usually crumble some lace or I mean silk ribbon with it, but not now. I'm not going to go find it. Okay, so first pages to this one, and I am not going to add the text because I always add the text only after all the pages are finished, because then I can see the story unfold, you know, coming to life actually. But I zoom out a bit and I want to do another page, quick pair of page. Using another kind of vintage paper. I want to use do I happen to have this one? And I want to use these vintage papers in a way that reminds of using, I can't do it that way, but I really rather love the idea of having you know, the hole in there, because I want to use it and press through it and then maybe tie a bow from it. But yes, I want to do all kinds of vintage papers to make it look like it's this one. I am going to use for some beautiful other beautiful projects, because it's too dark, too large. If I use this, it's going to be the whole page, and then there is nothing else, room for nothing else. So I try to create a feeling that it's made out of scraps, different kind of all of those aside. And again, a layer of clear gesso. I'm taking the other page off. Clear gesso so that everything is nicely protected when I add some brownish page, paint on top. Imagine a lot of lace and some stitching, and oozy pearls would be lovely. Yes. So first, tiny amount of white flushed gesso, and now I want to mix some mica powders so that I can do the stencil thingy with these. I use the same colors I used for the cover and for the laces, which are the darkest and the lightest of Vintage Roses set. Okay, I am going to use now white gesso for it. Let's see if I have enough. Yes, this is lovely. Just a nice little undertone of pink. And let's put this because this is so small page, and the stencil is rather large, even if it's the smallest one of them all. I try to find lovely spots so that it really shows its best in here. And I don't think it needs anything much. Okay, and then a hint of shadowing to the edges. Nothing much. Here I want whites because the background is pink, so I'm trying to kind of balance it with other colors. Where is someone is not thinking straight. All this kind of shout for some kind of a frame. Do I have? Sorry for the noise, but I try to. I try to quickly find. These will look nice. These are test prints that I have printed out from my scanned Finnish vintage treasures. I always test print and test how they look in different colors, because sometimes it's surprising what a tiny bit of color change brings. And I printed this today for a project. Okay, you can't see the inner frame, so I cut it out. So here's what I have in mind. you could use, of course, stencil or a die cut, or just cut some piece, but I need to use the same cheesecloth. I'm not going to use the pink for this page because it would be really rather too much pink for one page. So I'm balancing the pink background with more colored ones. I hope you start to get the idea of what I am doing here. Well, hopefully, but I mean tiny little scraps of leftovers and tiny little paper pieces and well chosen laces and silk that is exactly the same color that the whole work. You don't need much in there to make it look pretty. So here's the first page, then and here. Now I always when I have finished the page, I look the previous page, and there is not enough white in there, so I simply add white gesso. And now there is a welcoming page for a lovely poem lines. Although I think I add water lily pot in there too. And what I really would like to do, oops, cap of mine. What I really would like to do is to, where is my sorry guys, I'm searching my transparent sticker sheet. There, it has glued down. I want to add this tiny little button in there to make contrast, because the pink is too pink and sweet for my liking. But I am not a fan of cutting neat lines, so I'm using a cheating tool a cheating tool called transparent stickers. No, not a good place to stark contrast. But there, it's perfect. And I think another one goes in there. And suddenly it's not that pretty anymore, which is my intention. you know, there is something not completely sweet, and I'm trying to blend them just a bit. Okay, so they are here, ready, and it's 1 hour already that I'm doing this, so bear with me. A really quick one. Let's pretend this is going to be the first bed, so I can show you. How it's going to look in the inside the journal. So I'm letting it loose and adding I think I am doing another bit of cheating tool. Cotton paste. An echo of a flower, and then the flower. And before I press it, I'll see. Yes, this is now perfect for this purpose. So let's put it there. It really no, I can't take it away. It really needs some lace in there, or maybe I stitch I leave it later because I want first to see, because there are no laces at the edges yet. I'm not going to add anything here in case I won't be repeating it. So I might stitch later some silk ribbon in here in loops to make it look. Actually, I'm going to do it now. Sorry. It simply is so pretty. It's exactly the same shade. I put this aside. Oops, what did I just do? I wanted to hit on the other silk ribbon, right? Pierced through it. Oh, here it is. really many layers. I think that was a stencil layer in there. It had to be. And right through. As you can see, I'm really a skillful stitching master. They are even and beautiful stitches. Very much, maybe not, but this is a handmade dress. Okay, I might need to fix that later because it's rather not that beautiful, but it, as you can see, it makes immediate effect on the sides and adding some more dimension in there. And when I put these back in here, it starts to, you know, be visible from the edges if there is something going on in there. So this is the journal, then first page, second one, and the third, and so it goes on and on until I think probably it will be so thick I need to leave this one out, and it will be only 3 signatures in there. I think that would be right enough. But here's another project, an idea how to use mica powders and your tiny little scraps, and only a minimum amount of kind of waste when you use all leftovers you have, and tiny bit of white heavy gesso to both prime and blend and soften things up, and clear gesso for protecting all the prints. Actually, I need to do it for all of the pages, but those. And what else we did have? We had Impastos dark chocolate and peach black, and vintage roses mica powders. Not much. And 2 stencils. I used 2 stencils. It was Passiflora and Iris tapestry. But here it was, a long video from me again. But I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching it all the way through, darling. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And I wish you beautiful, a tiny bit of sparkling spring moments, and lots of love. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.